Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm unstoppable. Over the phone, we have my good buddy.
What's going on, guys? Peter here.
So, tonight we are covering Impact Wrestling. So, Heath Slater versus Cousin Jake versus Hernandez versus Alicia and versus Rhino to, I guess, to determine who's going to be in the 20th position.
And the number one position.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, I had to write this down. Did you see what Hernandez did to Alicia?
Yeah, I did. That was funny.
He picked her up and put her on a rope and patted her head.
And just pat her on the head. Yeah.
I had to write that down just to throw that in there.
I wish I could because I was watching on my phone, so I didn't really have much to work with.
Right.
So I write all my notes on my phone, but now I have to oh shit, I gotta do it one at a time now.
Right. But do you have a notebook like I do?
Not near me, and I don't really feel like.
Right. But anyways, this was an alright match. It was back and forth. And pretty much, what's your opinion in going into Saturday's match between whatever the match is for again?
I mean, Bound for Glory is stacked.
Right.
But as for this match and what it's for, I don't really know. So it's
well, all we do know is if
Rhino or Slater wins, Heath gets a contract.
Right. And if Heath or Rhino don't win, Rhino's also out of Impact.
Yep.
So, and Rhino didn't even tell him about that.
No, he didn't.
So,
that's gonna be pretty interesting considering that Rhino has to start the match from the number one position.
Right. But hey, maybe he could win the match.
He could. I mean, not too many guys I'd like to be in that position other than Rhino. So
right.
Rhino can certainly take out a couple superstars on his own. So
right. Depends on who he's going to be in ring with.
Yeah.
So, but Hernandez gets the 20th spot. So, but
yeah, which is a major advantage to Hernandez, because he's guaranteed the freshest body in the match.
Right.
So should be really interesting.
Yeah. Now, are you gonna order the pay-per-view?
I'm not sure. I know it looks stacked, but I don't really. If I do watch it, it's gonna be with a friend, but
right.
I don't really know how to order it.
I think you can order on Fight Network, on the Fight app. I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Last time.
You can also get on Impact Plus, but
Yeah.
that's another. That's
Yeah,
yet
you
another.
can get it on. I think you can get it on the Fight app, because that's where I watched it last time. So, the last one time I watched the pay-per-view. So, but anyways, we're gonna move forward. We have Moose being interviewed by Jimmy Jacobs. EC3 will not be happy after what Moose does to him, and random people are taking Jimmy Jacobs to somewheres. I don't know where they're going to take him, but and who the hell they are, but this is going to be, to be honest with you, this is going to be an interesting match between Moose and EC3.
It is. I agree. EC3 looks more focused than ever to finally pick up a pay-per-view victory. So
right, you know, with this storyline looking really good, especially of last week's show with EC3 and Moose when they were at the bridge. I don't know.
I think I like EC3 in the match.
But I don't know. I think EC3 will win, but because Moose has held the title for a little longer, so it's time for Moose to get the belt off of him.
Yeah.
So they're going to be wrestling at a undisclosed area, so who knows where they'll be fighting. Who knows, they could be fighting at a beach, for all we know.
Possibly.
With a bunch of people there.
That would be ironic.
Right?
Considering everything that's gone on.
Right? But, anyways, we'll move on. Okay, so let's bring up the wedding, since there's the wedding's going to be happening next week, apparently. So, we all know what happens to weddings in wrestling, Pete.
Yeah.
And the last wedding at Impact went downhill when Bully Ray pretty much made himself known about Taz known himself that he was part of Aces of Eights, pretty much. And that's when it happened, all that stuff happened and everything. But weddings don't go well in wrestling.
No, not particularly.
And I feel like this one ain't gonna go well either. With Bravo and Rosemary.
No, I don't think so.
And Falaba is still holding the money in his freaking shirt. I don't know why. And Bravo's all stressed out because Falaba doesn't have the place for anything. He's just holding the freaking money in his shirt. Just put it in your pocket, Falaba.
Right?
Or in your wallet.
I don't know, man.
Right? But anyways, we have Rosemary versus Havoc. Now, if Rosemary wins, she will get to have Father James Mitchell back. Now, if she loses, she has to leave Havoc alone. So,
right.
But this was a good match.
That was a good match. I thought it was decent.
Right. And to be honest with you, I thought Havoc was going to win towards the end, but Rosemary picked up that victory. But
yeah, I thought Havoc was going to win too, not going to lie.
right.
But Rosemary just sneaked a victory in.
Well, and plus, to be honest with you, she needed to win that match to get Father James Mitchell, to be at her wedding. So that's all
Right.
her, as in that ring, all that thoughts of, in that ring of hers trying to win that for Father. So, but I guess we'll probably see that episode next week during the wedding, as maybe she might be stuck in down there. Won't make it to the wedding. I feel like that's what's going to happen. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I don't know, but weddings don't particularly go well in wrestling, so I don't think I have any reason to say this one will.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Yep. Impact Tag. I'm going to mention them. Impact Tag Team Division looks really nice, really good, and better than AEW and WWE right now.
It's certainly better than WWE. AEW, no, not a chance. They have the best tag team division in wrestling.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm sorry, but I don't know.
I don't know who any... I correct me now. Scratch that. I know who some of these people are, but I don't know, man. Like, AEW has just a great tag team division from top to bottom.
Right, but the thing is, they don't have like a division like Impact has right now. Like, they're having all four men in the battling, all their tag team division in there right now. Besides Heath and Rhino.
But, I guess, but you have, AEW has the Young Bucks, SCU, Private Party, the Hybrid 2, Best Friends, Proud and Powerful, all these great tag teams from top to bottom. Oh, Jungle Express. Come on, it's not even close.
Well, to be honest with you, I will throw that out right now. We got back into watching wrestling. I haven't watched any wrestling in probably 3 weeks.
I haven't watched Impact in a solid 3-4 weeks. So I don't know what I'm sorry if I'm lost on a lot of these topics, but I'm just starting to watch it again, and I almost forgot it was on tonight.
Yeah, and I was like,
so.
I was like, what are you messaging me for? I was confused. I was so.
Yeah. I got caught up in something, and I was like, shit, Impact's on.
Right.
So.
Oh shit! It's Tuesday night.
Yeah. This pandemic has everything crazy.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know if it's Monday or Friday most days, so.
So, next topic, we're going to talk about Kylie Ray and Deonna Purrazzo's match going to Bound for Glory. I feel like Kylie Ray might win the title. We could see.
She might.
We could see.
She might, but
since Susie is out with an injury, she could win that match, and possibly we might see Susie come out and probably help her win it, or Susie might come back as the undead bride and cost her the match. That's my two opinions.
Guess, but
that's my two opinions. What could happen?
Yeah, I could see it, but I mean I'm a big fan of Deonna Purrazzo, so I'm 100% backing her in this match. So
right,
and I have no reason to not pick her in the match. So I might not even watch the pay-per-view, but if you want to ask me who I think is going to win, Purrazzo is my pick.
If I am able to watch it in time, right, I'll buy it and pretty much I will let you know if you don't watch it. So
yeah,
like you did with me for the Impact when I was up camp.
Right.
So, but let's move forward. We have Jimmy Jacobs being kidnapped again, going into a building. He was sit down in a chair, and pretty much EC3 slams a chair down and sat in front of, on the side of Jimmy Jacobs, and I think he peed himself.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
I liked the line in EC3's promo there, like, we know that all living things must die eventually.
right.
I thought that was a badass line.
Yeah, and pretty much this is EC3 story now.
Yeah, EC3 is fucking awesome.
Yep. Moose is a false idol. He's seen it in him when he punched EC3 and kicked him. Moose needs to learn in his hands. EC3 fights for himself. He will burn Moose's legacy, and he has been warned.
Yep.
So, like I said, I feel like EC3 will win.
Yeah, I'm picking EC3.
And I'm just going to throw this out there right now. WWE used him wrong. And I bet you WWE's watching how successful his comeback and Impact is right now. They're probably kicking themselves in the ass.
I mean, look at who they have from WWE. Look who Impact has from WWE.
Right,
Deonna. I mean AEW. Look who, like, it seems like once an unused member of WWE's roster leaves, they're instantly successful on whichever brand they land on.
Right.
If they're a big enough name.
Right.
Like EC3, Eric Young is Impact's world champion.
Yep.
My opinion, he should have won both the NXT and WWE or Universal Championships.
Right.
But no, you can't have that because we have to bury a a wrestling legend like that, and
Right.
so he leaves. He becomes the Impact World Champion. Then you have Deonna Purrazzo, who surprise, surprise, they've used wrong. She goes to Impact. She wins the Knockouts title.
Just out of nowhere. And then we
Right.
got,
Yeah.
who do we got?
Good Brothers.
Yup.
The Good Brothers are once again in the title shot. They weren't used wrong because they definitely did things in WWE, but they were named Wrestling Tag Team of the Year or of the World, best tag team in the world. And then COVID happened.
Right.
And they were released.
Yep. And then they go into Impact, making a bigger name of themselves.
Yeah.
And well, I think they're going. Well, they're not just doing Impact. I think they're going back to New Japan Wrestling. I think too.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
So. But then we have AEW. We got FTR, Cody Rhodes.
FTR, Cody Rhodes. You got John Moxley, Chris Jericho.
Yup. Oh, and
Matt Hardy.
Brody Lee.
Brody Lee. Matt Hardy. Trying to think if there's anyone else I'm missing.
That girl that was might be thinking about joining the Dark Order. I forgot her name now. Taya Conti or something like that.
Oh yeah, Tanara Conti.
Yeah.
First Brazilian athletes to sign with WWE.
Yep.
Gets released after the NXT contract runs out.
I don't know. See,
like they overhype, they hype these huge, massive signings up, and then they never allow them to reach that level of success, and then they drop off a cliff because they're not used as much by the company because they don't care about their talent.
Right.
And then they wind up on AEW, Ring of Honor, NXT, Impact, New Japan, or on the indie circuit like Drew McIntyre did, make their name huge over there, only to go back into WWE where the cycle goes all over again.
Right. Well,
it's really starting to get frustrating.
I hear you. But let's move on. We're almost done anyways. We have Sammy versus Eddie Edwards. Pretty much Sammy got the win by distraction of Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock pretty much put the ankle lock on Eddie Edwards as Sammy Callahan was just watching on, laughing and smiling about it.
Yeah, these two, it's clear to me that these two don't like each other.
Yep. At first, Sammy Callahan and Ken Shamrock never liked each other. Now, Ken Shamrock and Sammy Callahan like each other now.
This is weird.
So maybe down the road they might get Eddie Edwards in the group and have a faction. Who knows?
I could see it.
So
I could see it. That's that's not going to be the first time in wrestling that's happened.
Right. But Sammy Callahan did have a faction, but he dropped them when he was facing Ken Shamrock. So, but, I don't know. But we have Willie Mack, TJP, and Trey going up against Chris Bay, Jordan Grace, and Rohit Raja. And, well, what do you think?
This wasn't bad. I thought it was entertaining. For the most part. And I certainly think, I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I'm not familiar with enough of these guys, but I noticed the few guys I knew who they were.
Right.
And I thought this was okay. Raju, is that his name?
Yes.
He seems to be a interesting champion, to say the least.
Right, the X Division champion. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm actually intrigued to see who comes out of this as the champion, because any one of them could do it.
I feel, since Jordan Grace is out there now in the X Division, I think, actually, you know what I think Impact's doing is, I think they're letting all Impact women's wrestler compete in the titles of any titles. You know, I think
they are.
Why can't WWE or AEW do that? That's something really good right there. That good for your business.
It certainly makes it unique. Because not many. Well, I think the reason, and I completely understand the reason. I think the reasoning behind that is it's frowned upon by the general public for a man to fight a woman. But at the same time, it's a wrestling show, so if a woman wants to fight a guy,
they can,
or vice versa, they should be able to, because it's part of the business. But I think that's why you don't see many other companies do that. But I think Jordan Grace is my favorite to win this match, though.
Same here. That's where I'm coming from.
I saw her match with Deonna Purrazzo for the Knockouts title, and she got screwed at the end. With the Iron Man match, the Iron Man match.
Iron Woman. Yeah.
Iron Man, Iron Woman. But yeah, she got screwed at the end, so I think not to say that's my reasoning for backing her, but I think, I don't know, having a woman as the X Division champion seems kind of interesting.
Right. I hear you.
And she can actually wrestle.
Yep.
Unlike a lot of women's wrestlers on other brands these days.
Right. Well, to be honest with you, I think this might, if Jordan Grace wins this X Division championship, this might look great on her down the road to go back to the Knockouts championship, and whoever the champion is at the time. Well, Impact, they used to do like a thing. They used to do like you can cash in your title and cash it in the X Division title, cash it in for a championship. It's like
Yeah,
money.
okay.
It's like a money in a bank thing.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
So, if the Impact brings that point back, so
I think they were advertising it. Were they advertising something like that?
I'm not sure.
Because I heard in a bunch of the advertisements for Bound for Glory that they were advertising something like that, where you can exchange something for a title of your choosing. But at least it was on Twitch. I don't know if it was on the TV, but
I don't know. I was pretty much doing my own thing, so
right. But that would be interesting.
right. But anyways, we have Eric Young backstage. Everyone has been warned. He has warned people to stay out of his path. He has taken over his career. If people gets in his way, the bodies will keep on building up. He knows what he needs to be done to Rich Swann. And Rich Swann attacks him, and Eric Young and Rich Swann take this outside in the parking lot. So this
was, first of all, Eric Young is brilliant at this character that he's doing. This is the best I've seen Eric Young in a while now. Best version of him by far. I'm not saying it's quite at Chris Jericho's level, but it's very, very close.
Right.
For the heel champion. And I think it's cool having Rich Swann return, because I think Rich Swann's a guy that can complement Eric Young's style of wrestling.
Yeah.
So it should be very interesting to see how that match goes. And it might shock you, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Swann becoming the champion.
Right. And plus this rivalry's been building up for months now, since his injury by the hands of frickin' Eric Young.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, Rich Swann is healed. You know, I do see it happening of Rich Swann winning the title. I want to say maybe not this pay-per-view, maybe the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's why I say it might shock you, but based on how I hope this is the first match in quite some time the first show in quite some time that I've watched, but I can already see that the tension is starting to boil over between these two, so
right.
Should make for an interesting match on Saturday.
Yep. But we'll have to see who wins. I feel like Eric Young might retain.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah, I'm picking Eric Young, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised at all if I'm wrong and Swann pulls out the title. Just because I know how these storylines go.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah, I hear you.
So.
Yep.
But I hope Eric Young keeps the title, at least for this one.
But something does tell me that Eric Young might lose, but I don't know. I have to figure this out before Saturday, so I might have to rewatch the rivalry so far right now. So maybe if I order the pay-per-view, maybe I'll see what before the match, and then I'll make my final decision. I don't know. But we have the North versus the Good Brothers. And pretty much this was one good match. I love the North and I love the Good Brothers. And
yeah, me too.
I hate the only reason why I like the North is Ethan Page's teammate. I hate Ethan Page. I hate his ego. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. But I don't know. And I like the Good Brothers because, you know, we've seen them in WWE and they're good. They're faces. So I'm like a tweener right now. So, but this was one hell of a good match. Main event, actually, I should say. But then
I didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
I thought the ending of this match was kind of lame. As I think most DQ matches or no contests, if you can call it that. I think those kind of finishes are kind of lame because they don't know who they want to win the match, and I think that's
right.
Especially heading into a pay-per-view where you want to establish like a team.
Well, instead of ending it the way how they ended it, they should have had like all four teams come, like the other two teams come running down and interfere the match. You know, not end it how they had it ended.
Yeah.
The match. But they did have all other two teams come down and get in a ring and start fighting. But yeah. And then as the last two teams were in that ring was the Good Brothers and the Good Brothers and the Motor Machine Guns in the ring. Pretty much shook hands, but pretty much
but then Carl Anderson RKO'd him.
Yeah. Stunner or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that tells you things are about to happen. I feel like the Good Brothers will win the tag titles.
I agree.
I like Motor Machine Guns. I grew up watching them, but something, my gut's telling me the Good Brothers are going to win. So, but anything else you want to add?
No, I think we nailed it.
Alright, well, tomorrow's AEW. I don't know who my partner is going to be for tomorrow. I got to see if I can try to talk to somebody, or you might cover it. I don't know. Your schedule for tomorrow. So, talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm Unstoppable.
Alright, Peter.
And we are out.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to Blonde and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy ass bitch motherfucker.
In the sticks with the hicks and the firearms. You might come up.